Welcome to this video about the Supported Return to Training programme, opportunities available and how to access them. My name is Caroline Charlesworth and I'm a GP Support Fellow working with NHS England in the North West to raise awareness of support. So what is support? Following the high-profile case of Dr. Bauer Garber, a paediatric doctor who was placed on call with inadequate supervision on her first day back from maternity leave, the 2016 ACAS Junior Doctor contract included committing NHS England to removing where possible the disadvantages associated with time out of training. Time out of training is a recognised part of many doctors' training paths, with 10% of doctors out of programme at any one time. The support programme was established in 2018 as part of the drive to improve the working lives of resident doctors. There is robust evidence that time out of training affects technical skills, competence and confidence. Now, thanks to support, resident doctors have the option to access learning and arrange educational activities in the months leading up to their return to training date. This enables them to refresh their knowledge and skills and bridges the gap between time out of training and re-entering training to ensure that they are ready to restart the training clock when the time comes. Supports can reimburse doctors financially or in lieu days at a time when doctors are unable to access their usual study budget via a pot that the Department of Health and Social Care allocate to the support programme each year. So who is eligible for support? Support is available to those who take a period of 3 months or more of time out of training for any reason, or those who take less but would benefit. There are many reasons for taking time out of training, including parental leave, sickness, planned surgery, bereavement, carers leave, disciplinary action or GMC investigation, military leave, and arranged time out of programme for research, clinical experience, training, a career break or pause to training. Support is also accessible to resident doctors who have had a break from clinical practice, for example between training programmes, and those who are new to the NHS, for example international medical graduates. What is the process? The support process begins as soon as a period of time out of training is identified. This may be planned, for example parental leave, or unplanned, for example due to sickness. There are 3 meetings held at various points in time with either your educational supervisor or training programme director, depending upon your area and specialty, and forms should be completed during each of these meetings. The first meeting is called the pre-absence meeting and should be held 6 to 8 weeks prior to time out of training. During this meeting, any learning needs should be identified, preferences for keeping in touch and return to training activities discussed, and plans for less than full-time training considered. This is followed by the pre-return meeting, which should be held 8 to 12 weeks prior to the planned return to training date. At this meeting, plans for return to training activities can be agreed. It is worth noting that less than full-time training must be applied for at least 16 weeks in advance, and resident doctors must complete the paperwork for this prior to their pre-return meeting. On returning to training, there is usually an enhanced supervision period, a gradual reintroduction back into the workplace with additional support and supervision. Finally, there is a post-return meeting, which is held at the end of the enhanced supervision period just before the training clock restarts. This is to check that the doctor is ready to go back to business as usual, and it gives an opportunity to discuss any problems encountered or concerns. Proposed support activities should be included on the forms where possible, and these can be revisited at any time. Educational activities agreed prior to returning to training are taken as KIT, SPLIT or SRTT days. KIT stands for Keeping in Touch and includes part of any day taken from week 3 to 39 of maternity or adoption leave when in receipt of statutory pay, and for these you are paid basic salary minus any statutory pay and given a lieu day. SPLIT stands for Shared Parental Leave in Touch and is for parental leave that is shared, and for these you are paid basic salary or given a lieu day in receipt of half or full pay. SRTT stands for Supported Return to Training. These days are for all of the resident doctors. They are also for after week 39 of parental leave and for use during accrued annual leave, and for these you are paid basic salary or given a lieu day. Essentially, these days are all used in the same way but are named differently to highlight their timing and for reimbursement purposes. Any part of a day from an hour to a full day counts as one KIT, SPLIT or SRTT day, and resident doctors are generally entitled to up to 10 of these days during an episode of time out of training. Exceptions to this include shared parental leave where there is an extra 20-day entitlement, and long-term sickness for which these days are not appropriate as individuals are deemed unfit for work. However, other aspects of the support package can be accessed. So what kind of activities can be considered? Support is individually tailored to the doctor's needs, so will be different for everyone. Days can be used for any number of activities, including attendance at structured education programmes, inductions or workplace visits, support courses, e-learning, online courses, for example Red Whale and NB medical courses, college-approved courses, exam-related courses, mandatory training, for example life support and safeguarding, and for any activity relevant to training, including shadowing specialty clinics. On returning to training, you're entitled to an enhanced supervision period. This is individually tailored to suit your needs and will vary depending on which work environment you are returning to. As well as the regular induction that all resident doctors attend, this period is intended to ensure that you feel comfortable and confident returning to work, and you should take as long as you need for this. In hospital placements, this might include starting as a supernumerary member of the team and not starting on the on-call rota until you have settled into the department. This may include shadowing and working alongside peers before moving on to participating in fully supervised in-hours on calls with seniors to hand. In general practice, this can include progressing from induction and shadowing different members of the team to joint surgeries, followed by slowly building up patient numbers in clinics to avoid becoming overwhelmed and stressed. This time does not usually count towards training, but it gives the opportunity to ease gradually back into the workplace after time out. Who can I turn to for advice and support? We offer a range of peer support during time out of training, including support socials, which encourage resident doctors to network with peers who have been through similar experiences. There are support fellows as well as peer support reps in each school, who are on hand to give advice and signpost to available resources. We host 2 weekly coffee catch-ups on Microsoft Teams where resident doctors can ask any support-related questions or just come for a friendly chat about the latest Netflix series. In addition to this, we have the NW Support newsletters, a deanery support WhatsApp group for anything support related, and there is a national Facebook support page that contains useful information. Support champions are available in each specialty school and hospital trust. It is advisable to contact them early to allow a smooth transition back to work. School champions can answer any curriculum-related queries and advise on return to training activities, as well as mentoring and coaching. Trust support champions are on hand to help with any workplace or rota issues, including early identification of educational supervisors and things like breastfeeding advice. Here in the Northwest, we have a wealth of information available on our website, including a resource section containing everything from breastfeeding advice and mental health support through to relevant podcasts and immersive technology resources. We also have a calendar of upcoming events and links to the forms and approved activities. We are always updating it, so please scan the QR code and visit the website to find out more. We have developed the NW Support course, a specifically tailored 3-day programme for resident doctors who have had time out. Day 1 is for all specialties and covers communication, decision-making, common concerns after time out of training, stress and change management. Day 2 is held at our local simulation centres and covers teamwork, communication, basic life support and emergency scenarios. Day 3 is specialty specific and covers skills and knowledge updates as well as question and answer sessions. You can sign up to these via the link on the support website. We piloted our first antenatal course for resident doctors and their partners in April 2025, and further courses are planned. Topics include labour, analgesia, decision-making, breastfeeding, perineal health, newborn growth and behaviour, perinatal mental health and postnatal groups. We have also worked with the lead employer to develop a risk assessment for new mothers returning to training to help standardise practice. This includes considerations for breastfeeding in the workplace in line with BMA guidance. Imposter feelings. We understand that time out of training is a different experience for everyone, and many resident doctors are full of self-doubt at the prospect of returning. This can lead to low self-confidence and failure to reach full potential due to procrastination and overworking, as well as increased rates of stress and burnout. We hold regular imposter feeling webinars about how to overcome this, which are free to attend, and sign-up links can be found on the website. In summary, there is a lot of support available to help you return to training safely. If you are going through the support process and things aren't going to plan, please raise concerns early with your supervisor, training programme director or local support champion so that things can be rectified. The support programme has been developed to ease the transition from time out of training to re-entering training, and you have a right to it. Please take advantage of this so we can continue to offer it to others. Like everything, if it isn't used, we could risk losing it. Here at the Support Team, we are always looking at ways to improve our support offering, so please get in touch with our team if you have any ideas or suggestions. I hope that you have found this video informative, and thank you for listening.